Masked freaks. God's damned Riker.
The spirits of a Magister and a dwarf are locked in ethereal combat. Their vicious blows make no impact, yet they struggle on. Mid-snarl, the dwarf spies your presence and staggers back to address you.
Sorcerer! You must hate the Reds as much as I do, eh? Rightly so. Reds had sorcerers locked up tight in that caravan, and you know where they were sending them. You look like you've been there yourself.
The Magister lunges for the dwarf, his exasperation clear.
Anna, you saw it with your own eyes. You know Sorcerer's Law, Voidwoken, and you know we'd all still be alive if you hadn't attacked our caravan.
Not to flip your flops or nothing, but 'tis more that my boss Lohar is against Magisters than for sorcerers, if you know what I mean.
The Magister snorts in disdain.
Aloha! I should have known. Sorcerer, if you want to stay alive around these parts, you'll stay far, far away from that walking vermin. Though, on the other hand, maybe you should go stand near him. Maybe the Voidwoken could take him out where we failed. Ha!
The dwarf eyes you steadily and silently, his mouth a straight line and his eyes like marbles of steel. The Magister shrugs.
Well, if I knew that, we'd have taken him out long ago. All I can say is, he's somewhere in Driftwood, and everything he touches turns into annihilation. Before it all, Voidwoken stole the sorcerers along the cliffs, headed for Seven knows where.
The Magister clings to his fragile thread of life as long as he can, howling with anguish. Eventually, his spirit evaporates like mist before...
Back! Back! Don't come any closer to me!
Doubled over in agony, the shivering Magister spirit mumbles to himself. Noting the attention, he straightens, revealing insignia spelling Kinnit, and a jagged wound spilling his innards upon the ground. He reaches a ghostly hand into your chest and squeezes your heart. You become Kinnit, his memories flooding over you and replacing your own. Warmth, comfort. You are Kinnit, playing cards with your mates in a cozy barracks. You stagger to tipsy attention as a white-clad Magister commands that one of your troop seek a lost caravan. It's a one-man job, a job no man wants. Your sly-eyed troop leader holds out straws to you and the others. Who will investigate? You feel the short straw and hear them shout, "Kinnit!" You know what that means. A lonely traipse in the cold dark. You dawdle and grumble all the way, sobering as you find the overturned caravan. Massacre. Your lantern reveals ravaged corpses in every direction. Inhaling sharply, you smell a thick black stench you remember secondhand from the few Voidwoken corpses your troops have found. No! Kinnit's tears fall from your eyes as you recognize his beloved weapon master, lifeless. A dark thicket rustles to your left. A claw rakes savage stripes across your guts. As Kinnit dies, all goes black. Staggering back from Kinnit's deathly grasp, only your own blood now pumps through your heart. With your living eyes, you see him trembling in front of you, desperately holding out 3 straws. As you pluck the short straw from his hands, Kinnet weeps with relief. His wound disappears in turn, and he is restored to the model image of a strapping young soldier. He looks around, then looks at you, and then he smiles. Smiling broadly, Kinnet fades away. The bull flips its ghostly tail at a non-existent fly.
Well, guess I should have seen that coming. Dying, of course. As soon as they set me pulling that there wagon, I should have known this was how things was going to end. Of course, I can see the future, and I did see this, but I honestly thought I was sleeping. You sure you want to know? Alright, here is your future.
The bull shakes itself, swallows the cud, clears its throat.
You're gonna die. Oh, let me think about that now too. Yeah. Okay. Right, here we go. Soon. Maybe.
The bull shrugs.
Here. I don't suppose you could do me a favour and unhitch this here harness so as I can make my way to the Field of Echoes.
The bull nods its thanks and gently fades away.
I knew you'd say yes.
Get back! Get back! I've no common cause with vampires!
The kid is whistling an
Ah, yes. One of Mari's heroes passes. Come on through.
Looking for Magister Raymond. You're too late. He's a dot on the horizon now. Shark fair for all I care. And who might you be? Another adventuring type? Figured as much. So tell me, did you meet with the Magister caravan on your way into town? The hour's growing late and I'm beginning to worry something might have gone wrong. By the bishop's bones, you saw it! Out with it, woman! What happened? Dwarves! The pox on those bearded devils! Raymond, that old goat, always suspected there's more to the Driftwood dwarves than meets the eye. Too many things have gone wrong along Reaper's Coast to attribute to bad luck. Magister's ship sinking, weapons disappearing, and as you've seen, a caravan attacked and destroyed. Rumour has it the Dwarvian Queen herself is behind these acts of sabotage. That is what I want you to prove.
He snatches the letter from your hand and skims through it with mounting indignation.
Lohar! He's been involved from the start! And Justinia, Oh, but I won't say the word. I've had enough of words. We need action. The great and honourable Dallas will hear of this. She will know where the serpent slithers and crush it under her heel. As for you, there's a little reward in order, I think. There's a chest in the barracks full of confiscated goods. Here's the key. If you see anything you like, it's yours. All we have to do is wrap matters up.
He leans in, his voice drops to a whisper.
Listen, there are such things as courts of law, due process, judges and jurors. But these are all things that stand in the way of honest to goodness, just and Lohar. Even the gallows are too good for that rat, let alone a cell. So how about you make certain he gets his just deserts? His head on this here table. See to it, would you?
Divine order to march against the ancient...
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not while you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
That's close enough, Reptile. I thought you lizards were all hiding behind your imperial walls. What are you doing in Driftwood? Good. This town has enough problems. Tell me, have you seen a man around here? Damien, take it all. Where is the snake? Magister Carver will have our heads if we don't find him. It's vital that you report anything unusual. We must know. Is that clear? He arrived in Driftwood some days ago, dressed as a tinkerer. He bought and sold a few knickknacks. But we thought nothing of it until our brothers started vanishing. As soon as he knew we were onto him, he ran. We think he's hiding in here. But now, be on your way.
The dwarf is unnaturally still. You might mistake her for a corpse, were it not for a slight twitch of her eyelids. She calmly opens her left eye, then...
What do you want? Cobwebs, I reckon. Maybe some spiders and silverfish, rats. Nothing you want. Unless you collect cobwebs, I guess. Wine all you want. I'm staying and you're leaving.
Before you can ask more, the dwarf holds up her hands and closes her eyes.
party, but budge.
You best get.
She rolls her eyes before closing them and returning to her. The dwarf is unnaturally still. You might mistake her for a corpse. She calmly opens her left eye.
What do you want? Nah, nice quiet spot for a dwarf to get some shut-eye. Cobwebs, I reckon. Maybe some spiders and silverfish, rats. Nothing. Ain't hardly nothing. This is the warmest corner in the house, is all. And didn't I tell you to scram? Why not?
Before you can ask,
Maybe if we had a crowbar.
You think a crowbar would open this thing? Huh? You got rocks knocking round that noggin of yours.
I've spotted something.
Oh, you just had to get in here, didn't you? Allow me to introduce Loha's welcome party.
Maybe if we had a crowbar.
You think a crowbar would open this thing? Huh? You got rocks knocking round that noggin of yours. We'd have more luck asking Judith to open it for us than for it to budge by her own hand.
Maybe if we had a crowbar.
You think a crowbar would open this thing? Huh? You got rocks knocking round that noggin of yours. We'd have more luck asking Judith to open it for us than for it to budge by her own hands.
Maybe if we had a crowbar.
You think a crowbar would open this thing? Huh? You got rocks knocking round that noggin of yours. We'd have more luck asking Judith to open it for us than for it to budge by her own hands.
Maybe if we had a crowbar.
You think a crowbar would open this
Move,
thing?
Quercus!
Huh?
Put some space
You got
between
rocks
us and
knocking
this
round
unity.
that noggin of yours. We'd have more luck asking Judith to open it for us than for it to budge by her own hands.
Maybe if we had a crowbar.
You think a crowbar would open this thing? Huh? You got rocks knocking round that noggin of yours. We'd have more luck asking Judith to open it for us than for it to budge by her own hands.
Maybe if we had a crowbar.
You think a crowbar would open this thing? Huh? You got rocks knocking round that noggin of yours. We'd have more luck asking Judith to open it for us than for it to budge by her own hands.
Maybe if we had a crowbar.
You think a crowbar would open this thing?
You got rocks knocking round that noggin of yours. We'd have more luck asking Duna to open it for us than for it to budge by her own hands.
Maybe if we had a crowbar.
You think a crowbar would open this thing? You got rocks knocking round that noggin of yours. We'd have more luck asking Duna to open it for us than for it to budge by her own hands.
Maybe if we had a crowbar.
I've spotted something.
A perfect fit.
You got rocks knocking round that noggin of yours. We'd have more luck asking Duna to open it for us than for it to budge by her own hands.
Maybe if we had a crowbar.
You think a crowbar would open this thing? You got rocks knocking round that noggin of yours. We'd have more luck asking Duna.
You see an undead figure chained to a torture rack, bones glowing a sickly green as if lit from within.
Please! Release me!
Mordus, the priest. Not what he claims to be. Without me, he is nothing. A worm. A grub. He doesn't...
Free me! Release me from Mordus' torture! The fiend is gone then. Oh, glory to the stars! The panel, please.
The skeleton ekes out a crackling moan.
The panel.
7...
What's up, Chief?
wary. He earns his
The glowing corpse looks to you.
Come to me.
The creature murmurs a series of unfamiliar noises. The creature groans. You see an undead figure chained to a torture rack.
Please, release. Light, freedom, danger. Releasing me releases them. Them.
Nice. About time, too! I can't tell you how long Mordas has been draining me.
The creature harumphs.
You free the master of the magical arts. For that, I'll leave you alive and untasted. For demolishing Mordas's minions, I'll give you a skill book of your choice. Choose your subject. I offer you life and learning, and you're still begging for more? You're wasting my... Speaking of which...
The undead creature bears to...
Stay. Curse you, Mortis, and curse your blasted machine.
Maybe if we had a crowbar.
You think a crowbar would open this thing? Huh? You got rocks knocking round that noggin of yours. We'd have more luck asking Duna to open it for us than for it to budge by our own hands.
There we go.
Finally.
The door's opening.
By Duna's dagger, Crimson Dragon. You here to free us or kill us?
You'll get a fight if you want it so badly. Did Mordus send you? Cud-eating coward that he is.
Really? Well, I'll be. No reason to stick around here then.
This won't do. If I can get stuck, then I can get unstuck.
The shrine depicts Duna, yet has clearly seen better days. The stone is cold against your palm. If this figure once held power, it has since been depleted. The shrine depicts you run your hands along the exterior until your fingers graze a button. There's no mistaking the sound of... The creature begged for release, but can it be trusted?
He who wakes an ancient evil must slay said ancient. Perhaps it would be wise to follow it. People can do terrible things when...
We're pretty formidable these days. Might as well hunt that thing down before...